Hey guys, welcome into the shop today. We got a pretty simple project, one I think that some people will actually want to get out and try. If you're using Vectric VCarve Pro, there's what they call gadgets, and every single one of those gadgets allows you to do something that the program automates. You can even do dovetail joints on it. Gears, it'll automate gears if you want to make gears. One of the things that it does that I've been wanting to try is the Box Gadget. Basically, you put your dimensions in, tell it what tool you want. It does everything else for you. It lays out your tool paths. It puts fillets in the corners. It calculates everything that you need to make a box. Now, that being said, me personally, I prefer to use a table saw and a jig to make finger joint boxes, but this is kind of neat, especially if you want to make some small boxes. Say you want to make some small boxes for a drawer that you want to put parts in. You can do all sorts of things. So today we're going to show you how to make this, just this little box, just using some little larger than 1/8 inch cheap plywood. I mean, nothing fancy, but it's jointed on all sides, top, bottom, sides, finger joints everywhere. So check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, so we're in VCarve Pro right now. We're going to create a new file. And for the dimensions on this project, we're going to do 20 inches wide by 12 inches high. The thickness of my material is going to be 0.18 inches. This is just a small piece of that thin underlayment type plywood. And we'll click OK. Now that we've got this open, we're going to go up to our gadgets and we're going to come down to Box Creator. It's going to open up this window and it's going to let you put all the settings in that you want your box to have. So the most common settings are going to be your width, depth, and height. Now, I've already plugged in numbers prior, so it left most of them there. I want the box to be 6 inches wide, 4 inches deep, and 4 inches high. It's going to be a fairly small box. My joint width, since I'm using a small bit, I'm going to make it 1/4 inch joints. Allowance, 0. And to be honest, I really don't know what difference that makes, but we're going to leave it at 0. Now it's going to ask you what faces to machine. I want all 6 sides of this box, so you can have all these checked. If you only want the 4 sides in the bottom, then you would click no lid. If you want the lid, you click lid. Pretty simple. Then you just select your tool. And for this project, I'm going to use a 1/16 inch end mill. My feeds and speeds are going to remain at 60 inches a minute and 50 inch a minute plunge rate. And 48% step over, which for this project has no bearing. Okay. Square tabs or dovetails. This will machine 3D dovetails. Obviously this stock's a little too thin for that, so we're not going to even bother. We're going to do some easy square tabs. This is the first time I've used this, so we're going to use the easiest settings. Flat lid or tab lid. If you were using thicker stock and you wanted just a flat lid, you would pick this, something with a hinge on it or whatnot. A tab lid, that's going to finger joint basically every edge of this box so it fits together like a jigsaw puzzle, and that's what I want. So we're going to do the tab lid. Click OK, and look at that. It does everything for you. Tool paths, tabs, fillets, everything. So let's zoom in here and see what the tool path looks like. Alright, so as you know, a round end mill will not cut a square corner. So without a square corner, your box won't fit together. If you notice, this line right here is put in there, and what that's going to do is create a fillet in the corner. That way your corners will fit together, and I'll show you that in a 3D preview. It's also going to give you tabs so that it doesn't cut your piece out all the way. So you'll have to break those tabs or cut them out and then do a little sanding afterwards. So yeah, it does everything for you. And then you can come over to your toolpath tab, and there's your cutout toolpath. So let's take a look at this as a 3D model and show you how it's going to cut this out. So if we go in here and look, let's find a spot that has, there we go. Well, hang on. Okay, so there you see the automatic tabbing that it put in there. And then if you notice, every single one of your corners has this little, we'll call it a dog bone, but it's actually called a fillet. And it's going to allow your corners to fit together without having a rounded corner. Said the word corner too many times. But that's also going to leave some tiny little gaps in your box when you put it together. And you'll see when we actually go to assemble this thing. But hey, it is that easy to make this box. You can use any thickness of wood. You can use any measurements that your machine will cut out. I mean, anything you can think of that'll fit on your machine, it'll do it. Real simple. So we're going to export this toolpath onto the thumb drive. I've got the piece of wood already on the machine. So let's get out there and cut this thing out and see how it does. Okay, now that we've got all our pieces cut out and cleaned up, and as you can tell, some of the pieces didn't cut out all the way, and that is a symptom of a poorly surfaced wasteboard. As you can tell, the wasteboard had a little dip in the middle of it, so we had a little bit more cleanup to do, but I'm going to fix that as soon as I get done with this. So I did notice, I tried to put some of these together before we did this, and they're extremely hard to fit together. And now I'm kind of thinking that maybe, just maybe, that's what the tolerance setting on the Box Gadget is. Gives you a little bit more wiggle room. So these are going to fit together extremely tight, but we're going to see if we can't get them together anyway. All right, now we can get a really close look at how these joints fit together. It's actually pretty good. I mean, I can't feel much of anything around the top edges. You know, besides a little tear out there, and that being my fault. It went together pretty good. So you can imagine that, you know, with a little bit more effort and a little bit more care on, you know, your cutting, you could have a really nice box automatically done on your VCarve program and then cut out with your machine with very little effort. But yeah, it's a good little gadget, and I think I'll probably end up using it quite a bit. So we're gonna get this little box finished up and let you see the finished product here in a minute.